project for today was to oil all of the cabin teak, and especially focusing on the head, because I've been showering in there all summer and it gets a little bit weathered and discolored. So here's a boat at my marina, and it just shows what teak will look like if it's untreated and exposed to the water and UV, and it gets quite a gray look. And on my boat in the cockpit, I've got my little table that is varnished, which I really like the look of varnished teak, but it would be too shiny to have the wood down below looking like that. So what I opt to do in the cabin is to just oil it. Here you can see I have some untreated teak in the cockpit on the cockpit sole, and I just leave it that way. I don't want to oil it or varnish it because it would be too slippery, and it actually is quite grippy when you leave it untreated like that. So all I have is a bottle of teak oil and some microfiber towels, and that's what I use for applying the oil to the wood. So here's the wood in the head, and you can see it's a bit discolored, and as I go up the door here you'll see more discoloration. And I do wipe down the head every time I use it for a shower, but it still is exposed to that water, and you can see it's starting to look a little weathered. This grate on the floor, you can see on the right hand side, it's got some discoloration and starting to look a bit beat up as well. So let's get to it. So there we go. That didn't take too long. It's a fairly quick process, just applying oil to the cloth and then just rubbing it on to the wood surfaces. I always go with the grain. I think that will help it get into the wood a little better. And it looks a little bit shiny right now, but in a day or so it'll dull down a bit. You can see the grate on the floor looks much better. And I won't shower on the boat during the wet season. It's just too much moisture, and I try to keep things a little drier in here during the winter. And there's a few other wood accents in the head. I thought I may as well oil them all as well. And the bulkhead there, of course, I got. And then I decided to do the rest of the cabin. So let's get to that. So here is the cabin, all done. At least this is the port side of the cabin that I'm going to show you. And just the doors, the table, nav table, a few other wood accents along the shelf there and behind the shelf, the bulkhead. And I did the table in the center there already. And just below the settee there's a nice wood accent. And this doesn't take too long. It's a fairly quick job, but again, with moisture and being on the water and just maintaining the wood, it's a good idea to do this every once in a while. My boat's 32 years old, so the wood is actually in pretty nice shape. And this is one of the things you can do to keep it that way.